Absolutely.
No, look, I think it's, and I say this is the greatest thing. I've never done really play-by-play.
Okay.
I've always been a special comments type person. But it's pretty easy, like, once you're comfortable and stuff. So, but yeah, you just let me know how you want to float.
Yep.
Other than that, we're about to go live. Alrighty, welcome to Big V Championship Division Men, round 1 between Gippsland United and Pakenham Warriors. What an interesting night here. You've got Reese handwriting commentating here, and as well as
Sarah George.
Perfect. Sarah, it sums up to be a really, really interesting opening clash.
I think so.
You know, I think a lot to go through, like a lot of off-season moves for both teams, a lot of player personnel change for Pakenham, and then obviously a few new brand faces for Gippsland United.
Yeah, one of them from Pakenham.
We're going to get to that right about now, and I think that's where it's going to really all take place. Is just going into the Pakenham squad. They've had Anthony Prestia, Jackson Dean, and Sean Benaki, as well as Jordan Timmons, who are not playing tonight, come across from Warrandyte, who were grand finalists in the Division 1 Big V last season, and also got their coach, Aaron Pantano, who guided his team to 11 out of the last 13 wins to secure a top 5 spot,
Insane.
and then ultimately leading into a grand final berth for Warrandyte, which hasn't happened in their program's history for a long time. So a lot of gets there, and I think the main big inclusions here is, without the local personnel, is both imports. Ryan Batey, who was an absolute star at Shepparton last season, 25 and 10 type guy, really can light it on the floor, 3 levels and everything like that. Great defensively as well. I'm really excited to see how he opens up his season tonight. Narman Hightower is a really interesting one. Spent the last couple of seasons in NBL 1 in the East and the West. Is coming off an Achilles injury. Missed all last year due to it. And I'm sure he's going to be very vocal, emotional tonight, given that it's been 12 months since he's played. And then also Atian Akul, who came from NBL 1 East with Hornsby Spiders, who was also a guy that dropped 16 a night. And he is not small whatsoever. 6'8", really long, athletic, kind of plays the perimeter, can play inside. Really interesting come through. So it's going to be a fascinating game for Pakenham, especially with so many new bodies and only one local player, being Aaron Small, who's aged out of Youth League, I believe. So it's a very much a big change at Pakenham. With Gippsland United, run us through what we've got there and who's who in the zoo.
We've got our returning boys from last season, so we've got Rowan Demzuk, number 1. He always manages to draw a foul, good old Demzuk. He always comes out. He's usually very useful towards the end of a quarter when we need those fouls the most, but he's been in the starting 5 recently and he's been doing a really good job. We have Bryce Brown, who's come over from Shepparton as well. Don't know much about him, to be honest. I didn't catch a lot of last season. But I'm very excited to see all the boys come together today. They had a wonderful practice match against Warrigal last month. It was very interesting to watch. It was a really nice way to break into the season. I think it was a nice, calm game. We came out on top of that as well. And then you've got the other returning boys, Benny Barlow and Cody Tibbles. Cody Tibbles is always a crowd favourite, I think.
Absolutely, I love Tibbs. Personal favourite of mine, had a lot to do with him as a junior. Obviously played such an important role for the team over the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
So looking forward to seeing how he kind of goes this season.
And one youth player how many times?
I think it's 2, I believe, over the last probably 3 seasons. So definitely one to watch.
Yeah. We've also got Stephen O'Brien and Tom Portbury coming in.
Definitely the veterans there. They've been there since the start. Gippsland United rebranded in. So it's definitely good to see that back on the floor and in for another season at championship level.
I always love watching Stephen O'Brien. He's a tall boy. He's really good defensively. He's always put up a great game. I really enjoy watching him.
Yep, no, I agree with that.
And then we've got Riley Morhew, who last time I saw him was the start of his Gippsland United journey. So I'm excited to see him against Knight.
Yeah.
Haven't caught a game, like I said, last season, so...
Yep, no, Riley's a super talented young player, only 18, I believe.
Yeah, right.
So very much still coming out of his junior prime years and now transitioning to adult basketball.
Yeah. And then we've also got an ex-Packy player.
Oh, who we got there?
We've got Matt Burkett.
Right, so Matt obviously spent last season there and now coming into... Yep. So we've just been told as well, just to cut you off there, sorry Sarah, is they're about to do the banner unveiling for the Division 1 Championship last season.
Oh, nice.
So definitely one of those things. So we might just tune off for the bit and get this going and let the presentations unfold.
Today is a PV Championship matchup between Gippsland United and the Pakenham Warriors. Basketball Victoria and Gippsland United would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. We now ask everyone, if you can, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Australia.
There we have it, the unveiling of the Division 1 Championship.
Very nice.
Just to pump up Gippsland United just that little bit more with everything. So Definitely a bit of a bittersweet moment there for most of them, which is, I believe, their second championship in the matter of 4 years. Which is, they won a Division 2 championship the first year they entered, and now a Division 1 title to add to it, which I'm sure they're on the hunt now for a championship banner so they can complete the trifecta. Now, starters for both teams have come in. We have for Gippsland United, Bryce Brown, Michael Johns, Ben Barlow, Cody Tibbles and Matt Burkick. So Burkick straight off the bat against his former club. And then for Pakenham, we have Naaman Hightower, Jackson Dean, Atian Akul, Ryan Batey and Jamie Blanchard, which is a new addition to Pakenham, coming from Youth League. Don't remember exactly what club he came from, but a young, promising guard coming through. So it's summing up to matchups-wise, really good to start us off. So I think this game is really going to depend on who is able to play the full 40 minutes, obviously, in basketball, as we know, but it's also the fact of who's got the deeper bench, who's got the deeper touch, and who's wanting it more. So at a championship level, it's so much more than just getting up and down and scoring buckets and getting stops.
I've been very excited for this matchup, and I'm so keen that it's the first game of the season. I think it's going to be very exciting.
Absolutely. So we're about T-minus 2 minutes 50 before we tip off for here at Gippsland United at the Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. And we'll come back when we're at tip.
Specialist coaching.
Specialist coaching is
Jalen Wimbley.
So specialist coach, which would be like plays, structure, strategic, stuff like that. I think it's just due to obviously him being injured, so which I'll talk about. We're T-minus 1 minute before tip off here at Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium tonight. And the other thing that we've failed to mention is with Gippsland United, they've got a replacement import, Elijah Washington, who is replacing Jalen Wimbley, who unfortunately did go down with a season-ending Achilles injury, which obviously isn't ideal, being a Division 1 MVP last season, leading his team to the championship. Big loss for Gippsland United. Yeah,
it was so brutal. It happened in our practice match against Warragul, and he was having such a great game up until that point. I really hope he has a speedy and good recovery.
Absolutely. So we all the best with your rehab and recovery, Jay, and I'm sure we'll see you back on the court soon enough.
Absolutely.
Just as the players are coming out of their last-minute pre-game huddles for both coaches, we've got Aaron Pantano at Pakenham Warriors, and we also have Scott McKenzie at Gippsland United, both very good masterminds of the game, ready to put their troops into battle and see how we all play off here.
Get excited.
It's nothing better than having basketball back. It's been a long off-season. It's been dragging on. and everything. So, yeah, ready to go. And I'm sure these guys have been itching at all points there.
100%.
Just good to see a little moment there between Bryce Brown and Ryan Batey, who were teammates at Shepparton last season, now opponents.
I've been itching for basketball to go back. I've been stuck watching cricket, which I don't mind.
Here we go. We've got Atty and Akul and Bryce Brown in tip. 1 Pakenham. Jamie Blanchard setting things up for the first play. Ryan Batey with the ball. Looking, surveying. 3-point shot. Atty and Akul with the make and letting Bryce Brown know about it. Here we go. Pakenham take the first jab. Brown up high. Johns with the ball. Back pass to Barlow. Layup. That has to be one of Ben Barlow's most taken shots over his career, is literally a back-up layup.
Yep. He does it very well.
He does. Blanchard finding Dean. Dean has stepped out of bounds on that drive there. Gippsland United ball. A bit of confusion there on the court, but I think we're right now. Barlow with the point guard duties tonight. Burkick with the high pick. Barlow's found a cutting Tibbles, just misses. Batey with the rebound, pushing the lane. Finding Blanchard to Hightower. Hightower to Dean. Hightower is looking to size up here on Brown. And throws it out of bounds in the baseline. Really good defensive sets by Gippsland United right now. Being physical, walling up.
I was just about to say that. Brown was doing a wonderful job there.
Barlow back again with the duties. Finding Burkick. Burkick to Tibbles. Tibbles for a 3 and makes it.
Big 3.
Big 3 by Tibbles there to answer back. Blanchard pushing the pace. A cool Hightower to Batey. Tibbles having the duties of guarding him tonight. Batey with the shot. Miss. Tip in Hightower. Ben Barlow running the floor. And we have a foul on the play. Ben Barlow drawing the foul on Ryan Batey to go to the line to shoot 2. Sarah, it seems like that Gippsland United are just finding little opportunities to push the pace, to try and get Pakenham to play some defence down in transition. Who do you think is the danger man for Gippsland United?
I think Brown's been doing really well. I think.
Absolutely. Brown is certainly going to be making his presence felt. We had Barlow make the first free throw and makes the second. Blanchard with the duties.
Brown and Tibbles, I think. There's one thing about Warrigal, the Warrigal game, the practice. We had very good defensive plays.
We have a little 2-man game between Ryan Batey and Atty and Akul. Atty up to 5 points for the game so far. Tibbs and Burkick pushing the pace. Burkick with the step-through score for his first points in Gippsland United colours and letting the crowd know about it. And going back down the other end, being physical with Hightower, and has drawn an offensive foul on Narman Hightower. Burkick has just come down, made his first points to the game, and then also drawn a foul in as well. What a start to the new recruit.
Absolutely, and the crowd is loving it.
Got Barlow again with the point guard duties. Looking to set the pace and tone. Bryce Brown receives up to 3. Throws it into Burkick. Burkick likes his matchup. Fade. And hook shot off through the middle. Burkick is up to 4 points and very confident. Akul with the duties. Bit of a fumble. Back with Hightower to Batey. Two-man game here with Pate and Hightower. Pass to Blanchard. Blanchard to find Hightower. Hightower to Akul. Akul again fumbles. Pate with the last second shot clock and makes it from 3. Opens up his bank account for tonight. Tibbs pushing the pace and has thrown the ball outside. Oh, sorry, not outside, out of bounds. I think a little bit rushed there by Tibbles. Nice wall up by Pate there, and obviously got the best of him in that situation. Blanchard again pushing the pace. Pulls up through mid-range, misses, rebound Burkick. Barlow with the ball again, pushing the pace. Burkick with the ball. Finds Johns. Johns finds Brown. Brown likes the matchup. Brown's blocked by Akul. Akul with the defensive rebound. Pate with the ball. Pate makes the tough layup over Burkick. Puts him up to 5 points. What a play by Pate. Brown with the ball. Spins on Hightower. Gets the fumble tipped. Pate coming down. And Pate is fouled by Burkick on the way up on that layup there. What a great 3-possession play by Pakenham there.
Yep. I must say Pakenham have been very good so far at just taking the opportunities with the ball.
Yep. We're about reaching the 5-minute 48 mark, and I can tell you what, everyone is feeling a little bit of gas, I think. A few guys kind of really out there, deep breaths in, really trying to get their breaths in. Obviously, first game of the season. Pate with the make there. First game of the season. Everyone's kind of trying to get off that, game and training. Lung capacity is different. So it'll be interesting to see how far everyone can go deep in quarters. Absolutely. And Pate makes the second one. Puts his tally up to 7 for the first quarter already. And it's not even 5 minutes gone yet. So I think Gippsland United need to keep an eye on him. Now we've got Brown with the ball up the top. Back to Barlow. Barlow looking and surveying. 3-point shot Tibbs. No misses. Offensive rebound Burkick. Tibbles drives. Misses. Offensive Tibbs. Tip-in made. Really good hustle play by Tibbles there. Puts him up to 5 points for the game, and he's just done very well there in Pate. Pate back with the ball. Hightower and Burkitt getting busy early. Baseline drive, and throws it out of bounds again for the second time already. You would have to wonder if Hightower needs to just adjust his playmaking ability there.
I think everybody's excited to be here.
Definitely first game jitters and everything else, but this is what basketball is about. It's about how you respond.
So true.
Tibbles with the point guard duties coming down the floor. Finds Bryce Brown for that layup. Great playmaking ability there by Tibbles to find Brown on the drive. Hightower with the ball, pushing the pace, and throws it again out of bounds, making that 3 turnovers. And we've got subs coming both sides now. This is where the rotations play a part. We've got Ben Barlow, Michael Johns out, Elijah Washington and Riley Moore who in, and then we've got Nyman Hightower taking a seat, and Tot Jock entering the game for his first minutes. Washington with the ball straight away and turns it over. Not the best start to do, coming in only a few seconds in, but let's see how he responds. Blanchard with the duties, with Moore who guarding him closely. Pate with the ball. Tibbles matched up on Pate. Pate drives and is tipped. And unfortunately has a turnover coming off his knee going through there. So a bit unfortunate there.
Blink and you miss it.
Yes, and another rotation for Gippsland United. We have Joel Winderlich in for his first minutes and Matt Burkitt heading to the bench for a rest. We have Tibbles with the point guard duties, finding Brown. Brown with the drive, likes the matchup, and has been fouled. Not Michael Jock, sorry, that's his brother. Todd Jock has picked up his first personal for the game. Gippsland out of a baseline here. And foot violation on Pakenham, restarting back on the baseline. Washington with the ball. Looking for Brown, gets to the Brown. Brown likes the matchup, spins base, and hooks and misses. Offensive rebound, Tibbs. Tibbles with another miss and gets the rebound. Fouled by Atian Akul, I do apologise, with the foul. And we are going back to the baseline here again.
It was a good hustle from Tibbs, though.
Absolutely. I think that would have to be second or third offensive rebound already. Getting busy early. Washington to Brown. Brown back out to Morhu. Back around to Washington. Back to Brown. Brown likes the matchup. Goes to the post. Misses. Rebound Bate. Bate surveys the floor. Finds Blanchard. Blanchard to Akul. Akul with the three. Misses. Offensive rebound Blanchard. 3-point shot. Bate misses. Defensive rebound Riley. Riley pushes the floor and floats and makes for his points to open up his bank account. Jackson Dean down the other end, finding it. Akul misses. Rebound again, Morhu. Pushes the floor. Tibbles with the ball. And he's slowing it down. Oh, passing finds for Winderlick. Misses, but has drawn a foul on Tot Jock, which gives him his second personal for the game. And it looks like we've got some substitutions coming in both ways. For Gippsland, we've got Tom Portbury and Rowan Denzik coming in, with Bryce Brown and Cody Tibbles going to the bench. And for Pakenham, we have Chris Davison coming in for Jamie Blanchard. And just then we had Joel Winderlick miss his first free throw. And goes through second and makes it. And we have another sub for Pakenham, which is Tot Jock coming out for Anthony Prestia, who's coming in for his first minutes. We have Davidson with the ball, playing the point guard duties. Surveying the floor, finding the right look. Akul with the ball, shoots three, misses. D-board from Winderlick, pushing with Morhu. He likes his size up, fakes, and blocked by Prestia. Pushing the floor, Bate finds Dean on the wing. Akul's trying to get post position here on Portbury. Likes that matchup. Gets told no. Bate coming through, surveying. Finds Prestia. Davidson with the ball. Finding back to Bate. 4 seconds to go. And Bate is fouled by Washington and will go to the line to potentially go for his 8th and 9th point this quarter. And we have another sub for Pakenham, who seem to be rolling through the rotations now, with Atney and the Cool going to the bench, having a great impact to start the game, with Narman Hightower coming back in after a short rest. Pate makes his first, brings him up to 8 points for the quarter. And his second makes it, puts him up to 9. Morhu with the point guard duties. Davison guarding. Back to, over to Washington. Winderlick with the ball, sizing up Hightower. And has it poked, but will stay with Gippsland. I like this matchup here between Hightower and Winderlick. Very two solid bodies going at it down in the post. Washington with the ball, sizing up Bate. And Bate has been picked up for his second foul with a blocking foul on Washington, which sends Washington to the line because they are now in bonus. And Bate is not happy with that call, asking the referee what he needs to do there. And we have Washington at the line. Makes his first points for the Gippsland United squad. And misses his second. Offensive rebound, Portbury. Portbury finds Washington. Fake by Washington. Step back. Shot by Washington. Misses. Rebound, Hightower. Finding Bate to push the floor. Up to Prestia. Prestia lets the three fly and makes it. Assist by Bate. Here we go. We're locked back in at 19 apiece.
Bate's been a busy man.
He has. He is doing everything right now for Pakenham and being a great force. Portbury with the low block. Spins. Wall up by Bate. Misses. Rebound Bate. Finds Davidson to push the floor. Hightower gets it low post. Finds him. Misses. Fumbled there by Davidson. And Dean has poked that one out for Gippsland to have an inbound on the base. Bit of a lot of rebounding go this quarter. It's been interesting to see what paces everyone's trying to play. Portbury finds Winderlick. Winderlick shot misses. Rebound Davidson. Davidson pushing the floor. Finds Bate. Bate and Portbury matched up. 3-point shot. Prestia misses. But we have a foul under the ring. And it looks like Rowan Densick picks up a holding foul on Hightower. Obviously, getting matched up on Hightower is no easy task. No. So Densick obviously did the best he could to keep him away. We have a pass in by Davison. Finds Bate a little bit shaky. Washington with the task. 3-point shot, Nay. Misses. And unfortunately, airballs. Gippsland United ball.
Just feels like we're getting outweighed under the rim, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's certainly some big bodies out there really making their presence known, and which is great because it does seem like it sometimes is a garden wing game. So good to see that touches are going through. Portbury gets fouled on a fumble and will go to the line to shoot two, and that foul was on Anthony Prestia. So a lot of fouls this quarter for Pakenham. They're up to about 8 fouls for the quarter compared to Gippsland's 3. Portbury at the line. Makes his first. And Portbury lining up for his second. Makes it. And Davison with the duties. We've got about 40 seconds to go here in the quarter. Pakenham will be looking to try and level this up going into the next quarter. Double team there by Riley and Elijah. Dean with the drive. Reverse. Makes it. Tough layup on Winderlick. And we have an inbound from Portbury that was tipped by Bate, but then tipped again by Morhu, which is now back with Portbury. Washington's probably going to dribble this one out and looking to isolate. Davison with the task. Screen by Winderlick. Hightower with the hedge. Washington loses the ball. And shoots it from half court. No good. A little bit of interesting play there. Washington just couldn't quite get into his rhythm that quarter. So very interesting. But what a entertaining first quarter. We are 21 apiece. A lot of physicality, a lot of fast pace. This is what championship basketball is about. Yeah,
that's it. I always love watching Pakenham because they feel like a very solid team. They're very good defensively. And unfortunately, it just feels like they've been outweighing us a bit there at the moment.
Absolutely. Run us through leaders for the game so far after that quarter.
So Bate's in the front for points. He's on 9. And we've got also Bate in front of assists with 2. And then Tibbles is outweighing him in rebounds. Tibbles has got 3. And Morhughes is on 1 steal. And then we've got, for the defensive rebounds, we've got Bate again on 3, and offensive rebounds for Tibbles again on 3.
What an impact from Tibbles there in that quarter.
Tibbles and Bate, the men to watch.
Absolutely. Both playing on each other as well, which makes it even more interesting. Tibbles is currently on 5 points and only the 3 rebounds, which all came from offensive. So making his presence known on that offensive end, but also having the task of guarding Bate. And then, obviously, the man right now for Pakenham is Bate. Played the full 10 minutes, 9 points. He's got 3 rebounds. He's got 2 assists and a steal.
Yeah.
You know, what a quarter by Bate coming in for his new team.
Pakenham have definitely come out of the gate swinging with this new team.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see. That was probably a quarter of them feeling each other out and seeing how everyone operates. And I think this quarter will kind of really show where those adjustments are. And I'm sure Scott McKenzie and Aaron Pantano are kept very busy trying to think through ways of how to beat each other. So what an interesting second quarter we've got coming up.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see if Bate will last all 20 minutes.
Yes.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, definitely no. Couldn't have either of us doing that, for sure. So this is why they're imports. This is their career. To be fit and be able to last games is definitely on their regime. So here we are, tipping off for the second quarter. We have Morhu with the ball. Davison with the duties here, guarding. Finds Burkick. Burkick back in for some minutes. Bit of fumble there. Back to Burkick. Finds Morhu, tipped out of bounds, 7 seconds on the shot clock for Gippsland United. Washington coming off the pick, misses, offensive rebound Morhu. Morhu surveying and finding. Washington getting in, step back 3, misses. Defensive rebound, Dean. Morhu was then for the rebound, then grabbed by Dean, and we have a foul on the play, which I hope Dean is okay. He's just come down hard on his hand. Bit shaky to get up off the floor there. But that was some athleticism from Washington coming from the weak side there. Bit unlucky to get the foul, but absolutely pinned it across the backboard there, which is terrific athleticism.
Came out of nowhere too.
And the referees have talked about and ruled it not goaltending, so Dean will come to the line and shoot 2. Misses the first, which is understandable after the fall that he just had. You know, we won't count him out too early on the 3 throws.
That's it.
And he goes for his second. Misses. Washington with the board. Bate and Washington match up here. Porbury with the ball. 2 Morhu. Back to Washington. Pick and roll with Burkick. Going downhill. Finds Porbury in the corner. Misses. Offensive rebound from Morhu. Floats. Misses. Defensive rebound by Prestia. Prestia pushing the floor. Porbury trying to take the charge. No call. Prestia finds Hightower for the easy 2. Nice. Great play there between Prestia and Hightower. Morhu pushing the floor. Surveying. And gets into a bit of a jump ball situation there, but has been ruled coming off Dean. And Dean has just asked to come off the floor. Looks like with a hand complaint, so hopefully he is all right and we see him back out. With Totjock coming back in. Totjock's got to be a little bit careful. He is carrying the 2 fouls, but let's see if he can respond. Burkick with the ball, finds, spins, makes. Nice. That was a great presence of play there from Burkick. He's got his tally up to 6 for the game. Burkick making his presence felt. Absolutely. 3-point shot. Bate misses. Defensive rebound, Riley Morhu. Morhu's been all over the boards this quarter.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
Demzik with the ball, setting it up, slowing down the pace. Burkick into a pick and roll. Pops. Step away fade to Rome. Demzik. Demzik, that is his game. He likes that step away shot and has made that look seamless. Burkick and Hightower at each other again and not giving an inch. Hightower finds Jock. Back to Prestia. Prestia with the 3 misses. Rebound Morhu again. Finds a cutting Washington for Washington's first points of the game besides his free throw. Opening up, giving some confidence there. But Riley Morhu is the story here with Pakenham forced to take a timeout.
Yeah, he's just so fast and he just shows up. He's everywhere.
The rebounding of Riley, not that he's the biggest guy on the floor, but he's rebounded both ends. I would love to see exactly where he's at in terms of rebounding, coming off the bench too. He has got 5 rebounds.
Already.
And he's only been on the court for 6 minutes.
Insane. That's almost a rebound a minute.
It is. 2 of them being offensive, which was as we saw in that passage, and then also that defensive rebound. Riley is doing his part and trying to find a way to impact for his team. What an absolute standout play from Morhu.
We saw this in the Warrigal practice match as well. Again, did a marvellous job there with the rebounds as well. And Burkick just then as well with the defence. He did a wonderful job.
Yep, absolutely. It all stems from everyone doing their part and, opportunities like that present itself. So it's really great to see that he came in, and it looks like Morhu has just been taken out for a rest. Obviously done a very great job there, but I'm sure Mackenzie is just making sure that he is staying fresh. So we can hope from that. Now, with Pakenham, they've gone back to basically their original starters besides Dean, and with Jock back in. Blanchard pass in. Batey is still in the game at the moment, carrying the load.
Taken over from Morgan.
Looks like we've got a 1-3-1 zone from Gippsland here. Brown guarding the duties. Jock with the ball. Back. Blanchard to Hightower. Back to Jock. Poked out by Demzik with 0.4 seconds on the shot clock for Pakenham here. So it is a catch and shoot situation. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. And shot by Jock. Misses. D-board from Burkick to Washington. Washington finds his way downhill and gets the 2 points. He has taken his tally up to 5 for the game.
Very nice shot.
Burkick and Hightower back yet again. Going at each other, not giving an inch. Hightower finds Akul, but Akul fails to secure the ball and steps out of bounds. Johns with the inbound. Washington with the ball again. Batey with the task. Signalling to get back to Johns. Johns surveying. Burkick popped out. We have a shot by Johns. 40 was fouled. Rebound Blanchard. Hightower with the ball. Finds Blanchard. Blanchard kicks back out to Batey. Batey drives. Finds Hightower and makes the basket. Hightower is now up to 7 points to the game. 6 points to the game. Apologies. Burkick's a little bit of trouble there with Akul. Back to Demzik. Demzik finds Washington. Back to Brown. Back to Demzik. Demzik surveying.
Ooh.
And we have foul on the play. And we've got a bit of tussle here. A little bit going on here. A little bit of friendly fire. We just need... What is it though? We want to be friends. What's the song I'm trying to think of? It's
no idea.
Why can't we be friends?
Sure.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? So I think some warnings are being given here just verbally between the teams.
I don't know what happened. It looked like somebody fell under Rowan.
So we had a foul by Akul,
Yep.
taking out the legs. Demzik's gone to step over him. I don't think Akul appreciated that. And then that's where it's caused the tussle. Referees are speaking about it, see if there's any malice to anything here and making decisions. But I guess that's the type of length and intensity that we could expect this season. No one giving an inch and no one wanting to be overpowered. We have a foul called by the ref on Akul for the first foul being a block. We have an unsportsmanlike on Akul. So Akul's picked up 2 fouls there with Demzik getting out. Now we have Pakenham rotating in. Akul's coming out, obviously, because now he's picked up his 3rd. And we have number 9 for Pakenham coming in, which is Tane White, making his first minutes of the game. And my understanding as well with Tane White, as I was told, he's also a Pakenham junior that was away from the game for a little bit, I believe, or playing youth league elsewhere. So he has returned to Pakenham to play for the men, which is great. And Rowan Demzik is going to the line to shoot his 2 unsportsmanlike free throws. And then we could expect a sideline inbound for United. Makes his first. And lining up for his second. Makes it. You could say that Rowan's done his job there and able to put pressure on. And he's coming out for the sub. And Cody Tibble's back in, coming there. So interesting lineup on the floor here. We've got MJ, Tibbles, Washington, Burkitt. Johns has thrown it in, tipped off by Hightower. Hightower running down the floor, no look. And we have Jamie Blanchard surveying to Tot. What a great play there from Hightower to Tot. Tot a little bit unfortunate to miss. Elijah Washington coming down the floor, putting pressure on, finds MJ, back out to Burkitt. Burkitt threads the needle to Washington. Washington misses. Rebounded Blanchard. Jock down the floor, back to Blanchard, to Hightower, finding Bate, no, fake handoff, back into a handoff, Bate on his ex-teammate Bryce Brown going to work. This is an interesting here. Bryce gets the better of the matchup, gets the block, pushes the floor with Tibbles, back from Tibbles' tip, and Washington gets fouled on the play, but what a moment then, Bryce Brown letting his ex-teammate know, Ryan Bate, that, hey, I still got you.
It was a very fun play. I'm a bit sad we didn't get the point, but that was very fun.
You'll have to wonder if Bate is starting to get a little bit fatigued, coming on to 15 minutes on the courts without a break, and Brown yet again letting Bate know that he got him. And we've got Washington at the line. Makes his free throw, puts him up to 6 points. And Washington lining up for his second. Makes it, puts his tally up to 7. Blanchard down the floor very quickly. Gippsland United back into a 1-3-1 zone. Finds Jock. Jock makes the 3. Great presence from... lost train of thought there, sorry. Bate there. Bad pass from Burkitt being tipped off. Blanchard and Brown at the top here. Blanchard finds Jock. Jock goes to the hoop. Misses. Defensive rebound, Tibbles. Deflection, Blanchard with the steal. Jock with the drive, finds Hightower. But we have a no score and a offensive foul on Tot Jock.
It's all happening.
A bit of unfortunate circumstances there. Tot Jock just went straight through him. And Tibbles picks up the drawn foul. Davidson is coming to get him. And then
There was 2 deflections on quite long passes too.
There was. And here we go. So we've got timeout. Scott McKenzie wants to talk to the troops. Timeout Gippsland. Really questionable passages of play on the inbound there. 2 steals off that, so I'm sure Scott will want to address that. But with this, right now the thing that concerns me is with the fouls for Pakenham. You've got Blanchard with 1, you've got Bate with 2, you've got Akul with 3, you've got White and Hightower sharing 1, and then Jock has just picked up his 3rd. A lot of fouls for the first half, so which kind of does change the dynamics of everything. So makes it all very interesting. But Gippsland United have been playing really well as Pakenham Warriors. So it's been a really good second quarter, about 4 minutes 22 to go. Other than that, we're going to take a short break and come back when play. So if you want to get subs when they come through and do that, just saves one less thing for me to talk about. And yeah, just ramp up your like, hey, really loved all that, just amp it a little bit. But other than that, just match my energy a little bit. All right. Not saying that you have to, but you know, just to keep it all entertaining. Easy. And we are back. So we have on the floor for Pakenham, we have Blanchard, Davidson, Prestia, Hightower and Bate. And for United, we've got Washington, Johns, Tibbles, Brown and Burkick. And resuming play. Tibbles is the ball. Having the point guard duties a fair share tonight. Back to Johns. Johns finds Tibbles. Tibbles drives baseline and gets blocked by Hightower. Rebound Bate. Bate finds Davidson. Davidson trying to survey the floor. Gets to the hoop. Burkick meets him. Doesn't get the go. Rebound Johns. Turnover Johns a little bit there. Deflection Johns gets the ball back. Washington downhill. Finds Brown. Brown for 3. Misses. Tibbles getting dirty down under and finding the battle there. Davison to Hightower. Hightower out Burkick. Makes it. Gets his tally up to 8 for the game. And we've got a 3-point ball game. Tibbles to Brown. Brown surveying. Finding Johns. Burkick into a pick and roll. Finds Burkick and makes it. Great passage of play from Michael Johns there. Finding Burkick, and Burkick's up to 8 points for the game.
It's our highest scoring Gippsland guy.
Yep, right now, and a few guys chasing him. Hightower and Burkick going at it again. 3-point shot made. Blanchard. Great find from Prestia. They're really trying to pick apart this zone that United have been the last couple of times, so really interesting there. Tibbles finds Washington. Washington surveying into a pick and roll with Burkick. Looking, going at Hightower, and blows by with the finish. Hightower thinking about what he needs to do there next time, where Washington's now up to 9 points. 3-point shot from Prestia. Rebound Johns. Johns gives to Washington. Washington being asked by Scott McKenzie to push the ball. Finds Brown. Brown and Bate going at it. Finds a floating Tibbles for 3. Misses. Rebound Hightower. A lot of shots going up here for Gippsland and not a whole lot going through. And we've got Hightower and Burkitt going at it again. And Hightower comes off second best. Offensive rebound. And then a shot missed by Blanchard. Gets rebounded by Hightower. Blanchard gets the O-board. Back to Hightower. Prestia gets the ball. Loses it. Misses from Washington. Washington finds Cody Tibbles for the N1.
Lots of offensive rebounds.
A lot, indeed. What a great passage of transition play there by United. And we've got substitutions both sides.
We've got Benny Barlow coming in and Stephen O'Brien, and they are replacing Burtek and Washington.
And then for Pakenham, we have Jackson Dean back after that hand complaint, which is good to see him back on the floor. And also coming in for Prestia. Really glad to see Dean come back out. Last season in Division 1, he was an absolute star. And it's never good to see anyone go down with an injury anyway. So Tibble's at the line here.
Got a little bit of tape on his elbow. Makes the
M1. So there we go. So it may have been a hypertension for Dean. So we'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Dean with the ball, back to Davidson. Davidson orchestrating, going into a double screen. Hightower on O'Brien, gets it back, misses the easy layup. Rebounded O'Brien. Benny Barlow pushing the floor, surveying, finds open Tibbles, back to Michael Johns. Johns for a three in the corner, makes it.
Nice.
Great passage of play there from United. And we are a 10-point margin.
It's a close game.
So 43-33. Pakenham looking to answer here.
I'm excited to have Stephen O'Brien out. He's a tall guy. He's really helped under the rim.
Stephen O'Brien's been a very great veteran of Gippsland for a while. 3-point shot missed by Davison. Offensive rebound and miss by Blanchard. Gippsland coming back down the court, pushing the pace with Tibbles. Back into Brown, match up against his old teammate. Hooks, misses. Rebound Davison. Blanchard with the ball, pushing the pace, trying to draw a foul. And we've got Brown and Blanchard at it. We've got Davison surveying. Dean to Hightower. Hightower throws the bad pass. Throws it back. Barlow. And the jam from Bryce Brown.
What a shot.
Get the quarter going. 14 seconds here. Bate with the ball.
Good play from Benny Barlow.
Yes, great play as always. He's the most reliable for this Gippsland squad. Bate finds Hightower. Hightower finds Blanchard. 3-point miss. What a quarter by Gippsland United. Going into the half, 45-33.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Ryan Bate was scoreless that quarter.
Yeah.
So what an interesting quarter by Bate. I'm sure you'll be going into that locker room thinking you wish you can do more. Facing a 12-point deficit, be interesting to see how Pakenham responds.
Yeah. There were some big plays in that quarter. That was a very entertaining quarter.
So with that being said, we're at halftime at Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium with Gippsland United 45 to the visiting team Pakenham Warriors 33. We'll be back. back to Gippsland Regional Indoor Stadium between the matchup between Gippsland United and Pakenham Warriors. Now, entertaining first half. Gippsland United built a lead of 12. Run us through the numbers, who's doing the damage, and off we go.
For points, leading is Washington, Gippsland United, Washington. Very closely followed by Batey. They're both on 9.
Both on 9?
Yep. And then Tibbles is after that on 8, so it's a very close game in that regard. On assists, we've got Batey, who's got 3, and then Tibbles is also closely following on 2.
Yep.
For rebounds, we've got Blanchard on 7.
7 rebounds for Blanchard?
7.
Right.
And no surprise, who's on 6.
Yeah, right. Okay.
We've got 2 steals from Blanchard as well, and 2 from Batey. So Warriors are definitely leading the steals in that regard. And then Washington's closely behind on 1. So Morhu ended up having 4 defensive rebounds, and Burke's also got 4. And then for the offensive rebounds, Blanchard's got 4, and Tibbs has got 3.
So Tibbs is still on his 3 throughout the course, which is, given the impact that he just had that quarter, is probably justifiable, I guess we could put.
7 rebounds, though, is insane.
That's a great number to have at the half, especially for Blanchard, who is not any of the tallest at all.
Yeah.
And literally as a size of, I think he may, just looking on at him right now, is probably just under 5'10", I would like to say. So 7 is very impressive for him. But that shows his motor, his want, his everything. He's trying to do everything for his Pakenham squad to make an impact. And
then Morhu as well is very closely followed in the rebounds. Rebounds. He's on 6. And they're similar heights, similar builds.
It just seems like it's a rebounding battle between the guards at the moment. So maybe the big fellas need to step in and try and get a piece of it as well. But that has been the style of the game. The guards have been able to find ways and find the things through it. So with that being said, what do you think we can expect this quarter, especially from Pakenham, who are very much playing catch-up basketball 12 points down?
Yeah.
What do you feel is the thing Pakenham need to do to get back in this ball game?
I think Pakenham historically has always been, like I said before, a solid team who's very good at offensive plays under the rim. I think they're losing a little bit defensively. I think they're letting too many of our Gippy boys through, letting too many of those passes past as well. Yep.
Defense is certainly an area of concern, I think. But with that being said, you did have Batey play both quarters.
Well, that's true.
And now he's had a 10-minute rest and hopefully be able to find a bit of freshness during that break. But really interesting to see what happens here going forward. But on the floor for both teams, to start us off, we have Batey, Blanchard, Akul, Hightower and Dean on the court for Pakenham. And then we have Johns, Windelick, Burkick, Tibbles and Barlow. Blanchard with the ball surveying, finds Batey. Batey surveying. Good defence there by Burkick. Blanchard back to Batey. Batey getting busy. Finds a cutting Dean. Dean blocked by Barlow. Stays with Pakenham with 1.9 on the shot clock. Not probably the best opening play Pakenham are looking for, but let's see what they can make of this. Finds Batey with the short, step back 3, misses. Offensive rebound Dean, back to Hightower, to Blanchard. Pick and roll. Blanchard surveying, getting to the hoop, steps through, misses. Rebound Tibbles, finds Johns, to Barlow, to Windelick. Windelick slows it down, back out to Johns.
Impressive pass from Barlow there.
Johns into a pick and roll, finding the 3, misses. Rebound Dean, finds a cutting Akul. Akul can get there in time and loses it. Ball back with Gippsland. Tibbles back to Johns. Johns with the point guard duties. Blanchard on his tail. finds Winderlick. Winderlick finds Tibbles. Tibbles surveys, gets through, misses. Winderlick with the O-board and finishes. Great passage of play there from United, extending the lead to 14. Tibbles and Bate going at it, as we spoke about in the first half. Blanchard off the cut, finds Hightower.
Nice.
Hightower with the layup, easy layup to that say. Hightower gets his points up to double digits with 10. Johns finds Burkick. Burkick finds Barlow in the corner for that 3, and that hurts.
Yeah.
Barlow getting his tally on the board with 7. Hightower and Burkick. This has been a matchup all night. Burkick burnt. Hightower finds a way to beat and gets him going. Hightower's 4 points in a row here for Pakenham. Johns to Burkick, and unfortunately Burkick had a lapse there and didn't quite have Johns over the half-court line, so they're being called for a backcourt violation. Still steady here, 13-point margin. Dean to Bate. Bate surveying. Double screen action. Bate getting 2 feet in the paint. Finishes. Very easy there for Bate, getting 2 feet in the paint and finishing. Barlow to Tibbles. Tibbles drives. Finds a cutting Barlow. Gets tipped. Pakenham ball. Pakenham bench don't believe it should have been Gippsland's ball. So they had a little bit to say there, but the referee's very confident in his decision.
I gotta say, I could never ref.
No, it's certainly hard to do, and it's a very unthankful job. We are happy for our referees.
Absolutely, so grateful.
John surveying. Draws the foul on Blanchard. Blanchard just a little bit overzealous, being a little bit in there, and John's picked it apart. And that will force Johns to the line, looking for his 4th and 5th points of the game. It's been a very up-and-tempo style quarter. They're getting amongst it, a lot of physicality. And Johns misses the first there. How do you feel, Sarah, like what Pakenham's come out and doing, trying to speed the game up?
It's hard to watch. I don't know I can't see the ball half the time, but I do appreciate the speed and the tempo. It's a very fun game to watch.
Johns unfortunately couldn't get either of those to go. Misses the second. Blanchard surveying the floor with the point guard duties, getting everyone organised. Hightower at Burkick, and has been called for a foul. No, sorry, apologies. Johns has been called for the foul, and Hightower has drawn that. Some very happy fans in the crowd with that call. We got inbound from Blanchard. Tipped pass by Blanchard. I think he realised that, hey, that's probably not the best one, so we get the next. And Dean finds a way to get backdoor, misses, rebound Burkick. Barlow with the ball, pushing the tempo. Barlow finds Tibbs. Tibbs surveys. And working a Kuhl. Passes the Barlow for the mid-range. Great two-man game there between both Tibbles and Barlow. Kuhl getting himself back into the game after missing majority of the first half. Throws it off the foot. Pakenham ball. We've got Winderlick coming out for Brown.
For Brown, yep.
Bate receives the ball, takes a dribble, floats, misses, rebound Burkick. Johns with the ball, pushing. Johns finds Brown. Brown blocked by a Kuhl. Goes up again, blocked by a Kuhl.
Good hustle.
Looking for the foul, not called. Great defense there by a Kuhl. Bate surveying, splitting the D. Steps up, makes the bucket. There he goes. Johns with the find again. And Bryce Brown just cannot get the scores under the basket right now. Dean coming hard, blocked by Burkick. Rebounded Brown. Brown's looking to push the pace. Brown sizing up his ex-teammate. Puts it up, misses. Great wall-up defense by Bate. A call. A call has gone up to pass the ball forward and has unfortunately ran over Tibbles and has been called for the offensive foul, which gives a call his 4th foul, which is going to really hurt Pakenham.
So much that he's going to the bench, and Totjock's coming in to replace him for a little while.
That's a very tough blow for Pakenham with Cool picking up his 4th, because that does leave them less in the hanging for the size and length that he's produced.
Yeah.
And obviously coming and not being able to provide in that second quarter, especially because he did pick up his 3rd. Now to go to the bench and potentially miss majority of this quarter really hurts Pakenham.
Yeah. It's been a very physical game.
It has. A lot of bodies being put on the line and a lot of physicality, which is a great joy of basketball. And the referees, I think, are doing a really good job making sure that it is flowing the best of both ways. Brown to Barlow. Barlow off the screen action. Pulls up for the long 2. Misses. Rebound Bate. Bate surveying. Finds Dean. Dean back to Bate. Pick and roll action with Hightower. Hightower finds, goes to Blanchard, fakes it, and bounces off his foot and out of bounds.
And we've got Morhu coming on for Johns here as well.
Here we go. We've talked about it at the break that Riley Morhu had a great impact that first half. And he's been doubled straight off the ball to get rid of that option. And now we have Brown finding the ball back to Morhu. Morhu with the screen action with Burkick, finds Burkick for the pop, 3-point shot, miss, offensive rebound, Barlow back to Morhu for the 3, misses, unfortunately comes off the hands of Bate, where Gippsland retain the ball. Some very unlucky shots there from Burkick and Morhu.
Good rebounds.
Great rebounding action there. 2 Brown, 2 Tibbles, Tibbles surveying, pulls up for the mid-range, misses, offensive rebound Barlow, but unfortunately throws it to the Pakenham bench and it's out of bounds. What a great hustle effort play for that last possession from Barlow.
I'm keen to see this Morhu-Blanchard matchup.
Yep, both very aggressive and high intensity. We've got Burkick and Hightower going at it again. And we've got Bate and Barlow. Blanchard coming off the screen, misses the 3. Totjock with the offensive rebound. Throws it off Burkick, out of bounds. We've got some substitutions coming in for United.
Yep, we've got Tom Horbury and Washington coming in, and they're taking over for Tibbles and Burkick.
Great minutes there from Tibbles and Burkick contributing there. And it looks like we've also got a late substitution coming in for Pakenham.
We've got Hightower coming in and Dean going off.
I think on that one we've got Davidson coming in and Dean coming out.
Right.
There we go. Totjock with the ball in the corner. Gets it way back around to Blanchard. Blanchard off the dribble. Finds Jock. 3-point shot. Missed. Davidson with the offensive rebound. Back to Hightower. To Bate. Pick and roll action. Bate surveying on his ex-teammate. Bryce Brown. Air. Shot. Step back. Miss by Bate. And we have both on the ball. Great offensive pressure from Bate, and Bate gets the ball back off a cut and makes the basket.
Good
and he
Brown.
lets it know to Brown that, hey, you can't get me this time. And a bit of intermission here with our lovely floor wipers keeping busy with all these players dropping and going. And right now it's turned to a 9-point game. So Pakenham's slowly chipping away at this lead. I'm sure Gippsland don't want that lead to go away anytime soon. So I think the next 4 minutes of play is going to be very crucial going into the fourth.
It's been a close game. For the first game of the season, it's been a close, fast game.
It has. It's been high tempo, a lot of physicality, a lot of up and down, guys grabbing and going. I think it's certainly going to be a interesting quarter to go. And Riley Ball, who's getting great treatment here with not getting the ball at all. But he still finds a way to get it. Top job with the duties. Brown back to Morhu. Morhu pushing the lane. Finds Barlow for that mid-range. Makes
Shot.
Barlow finds his bread and butter as always in that short corner. That brings up Barlow's tally to 11.
Nice.
First double-digit score for Gippsland. Pate receives the ball. Pick and roll action with Hightower. Pate pulls up. Misses. Rebound Brown. Washington with the ball, pushing it down the floor. Passes to Barlow. Barlow lets it fly. Misses. Offensive rebound, Portbury. Portbury surveying. Finds Morhu. Finds Brown. Brown for the three. Misses. Totjock with the rebound. Tipped by Washington, but stays with Pakenham. Davison finds a cutting. Bate doesn't get it to go. But foul on the play, with foul going on number 9, which is Thomas Portbury, which is unfortunately picked up that one on there. Ryan Bate is tallying about 15 points currently, going for his 16th and 17th. Starting to get going this quarter after a quiet second quarter. First one missed. Tell you what, there's nothing worse shooting a free throw when you have loud noises like that on the baseline, which I'm sure is playing the mind games. Bate goes for his next one, makes it, doesn't let that one phase it, and we've got substitutions in for United.
We've got Demzik coming in for Barlow.
Barlow had a great passage of play there,
did.
coming out for a break, and Demzik coming in to carry the load. Washington pushing the floor on Jock. Finding his way, loses it, gets it back. Finds Morhu. Morhu surveying, goes with Portbury. Steps and foot through, passes to Washington. Washington fakes, but gets called for 3 seconds in the key. A little bit too long to make that shot there. And Blanchard with the ball, back to Davidson. Davidson carrying the point guard duties for a little bit, giving Blanchard a rest. Davidson to Bate. Bate surveying back on his ex-teammate. 3-point shot, missed by Jock. Tipped by Morhu, finding everywhere again.
Yep.
Demzik with the ball, finds Brown for the layup.
Nice.
Great pass and vision from Demzik there.
Yeah, good play.
Bate coming down the floor, finds Davidson, back to Blanchard, to Jock. Davidson with the ball, finds Jock, back to Bate, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Portbury with the task. Hightower with the ball, 5 seconds to go, goes at Brown, puts up the shot and makes it. Great composure there from Hightower. Washington down with the ball. Bate pull up three, misses from Washington. Davison with the ball.
Portbury's asking for a foul there.
Jock with the ball, Davison back. We're starting to get a little bit physical. Bate surveying on Washington. Portbury comes to help, gets the deflection. Brown with the ball. Brown finding Morhu. Morhu pushing the post. Bump off. Finds Demzik
Big
for
three.
the three. Misses. Rebound Hightower. Portbury keeping busy, pushing pace up. Jock with the ball. Goes up on Brown, and Brown gives him the Matumbo no sir. Gets the block. We are 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in this quarter, and both teams are definitely throwing some punches. Tot Jock with an absolute beasting of a play, getting Portbury out of the way for the easy two. We've got a bit of holding and grabbing going on. Washington with the ball, finds Morhu for the three, makes it, and lets him know, hey boy, you keep shooting that. We've got a press here coming up on the ball. Hightail of the ball to Jock, finds Davidson. Davison tries to pass it through,
Portbury.
finds it from Portbury. Washington going, gets passing to Brown, but Davison comes out of nowhere, blocks Brown at the rim, and then Davison down the floor finds Hightower in that short corner. Great play by Pakenham there.
No one saw it coming.
Washington finds Morhu. We've got a 9-point margin, 10 seconds to go on the quarter. Riley finding a way, pulls up for 3, misses, unfortunately. 0.7 on the clock. Pakenham looking to find his next. Pakenham finding their next shot, which I'm not too sure how they're going to find this one with 0.7 on there, but we'll see. Blanchard to receive, heaves it. No good. Three-quarter time and 9-point margin.
Yeah.
Down from 12 at half-time. This ball game's not decided yet.
No, I think it's going to be a very interesting last quarter. I'm going to keep saying it, but Morhu's just everywhere. He's doing such a great job.
Morhu's certainly making his presence felt on all sides of the floor, which is fantastic to see from the youngster. Now, run us through with our statistic leaders.
So on the points, we've still got Bate, who's on 16, and Hightower's coming in second with 16 as well. And then for assists, we've got Tibbles on 3, and we've got Blanchard on 3. Rebounds, we've got Blanchard on 8, and Burkett on 7.
Burkett with 7. Starting to get his rebounding numbers up.
Yeah.
Well, being 6'10", you would hope so, right?
Hopefully, yeah. And then you've got, for steals, Blanchard on 2. Blanchard's just everywhere at the moment. And then you've got Bate on 2 as well. Defensive rebounds, so Burkett's rebounds, 6 of them were defensive. And for the offensive rebounds, Blanchard's on 4, and Tibbles was on 3. And I did mention Bate's on 5 for defensive rebounds as well. There
we go. So we've got an awesome quarter coming up now. Shout out to Gippsland United's Youth League men's team who got the W last weekend to open up their season 1-1 against Craigieburn. And then the women, unfortunately, tonight went down by a point against Collingwood.
That was a good game, that.
A lot of great things to come from Gippsland United's program coming into this year.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. So, coming back in for the last quarter of play, we've got Gippsland United, 59 points, Pakenham Warriors, 50. Gippsland have had their players come back on the floor, which we're going to see start the quarter. Riley Morhu, Rowan Demzik, Tom Portbury, Elijah Washington and Bryce Brown. And for Pakenham, as they're coming out of their huddle, Davidson, Hightower, Jock, Bate, and I would like to say Blanchard.
I think so.
Which I think is just getting some words of wisdom from Sean Benaki, who's come off a really, really successful Norway season, so overseas.
Nice.
So unfortunately missing this game, but sure will be a welcome addition when they're back from the Easter break.
Yep.
And to start us off with the quarter, Gippsland's ball. Riley surveying the floor, getting down deep, scoops, misses, tip in, miss by Brown, but Brown makes it up and finishes it. Brings Brown up to only 8 points to the game, but looking at the score, there's no real scoring leaders for Gippsland. A lot of shared basketball. We've got Bate find Davidson. Davidson coming off, looking for Hightower, doesn't get it, goes back to Bate. Bate goes at Washington, pulls up, misses, rebound Brown. Finds Portbury, back to Brown, to Demzik. Demzik goes at Bate, finds Portbury for the 3, and makes it. Great distribution there from Demzik, really showing his presence there. Puts Portbury up to 5 points to the game.
It feels like all the boys have gotten more points. Like it feels, because they're everywhere.
Absolutely. Blanchard surveying, bumps off, finds Jock. Jock drives, gets the easy layup, blowing by Portbury there. Answers back. we have a 12-point game. Washington with the point guard duties. Drives, steps through, finds the layup off Bate there. Washington putting his points up to 11 for the game. Washington still finding his way in, only coming in 2 weeks ago to the team.
Which you wouldn't guess it. He's not playing like he's only been here for 2 weeks.
Bate with the miss, rebounded Portbury. Demzik finds Brown, goes at Hightower, gets the chair pulled. Bate off the go. Goes at Demzik, goes at Portbury, gets the foul. And Demzik is going to receive that foul, sending Bate to the line for his 17th and 18th free throw. But yes, touching back on Elijah Washington, obviously when Jalen went down with his Achilles, Gippsland obviously had to find a replacement. Happened to find that Washington was back, was actually in the country, and then signed him on the spot after his campaign in the NBL 1 East.
Yep.
Great get for United. Obviously a little bit of probably time to gel on the court to kind of get an understanding, considering when Jalen was playing he had 3 seasons with him.
Yeah.
So on that we just had a quick substitution, which was Jock out for Akul. Akul comes back in with his 4 fouls. Bate makes his first, puts him up to 17 for the game. 33 points shared between him and Hightower. The imports getting the job done scoring-wise.
Yeah.
Bate for his second. Makes it. Doesn't get deterred by the lovely supporters on the baseline. Washington with the ball. Portbury going away.
It'll be interesting to see how Washington settles in. If this is how he's playing for 2 weeks.
Washington a little bit misread that situation there, threw it away, steal Bate. Bate pushing the floor, finds Hightower and Brown. Hightower spins, Brown gets the block, but Akul comes in for the scraps and gets the O board to finish. 10-point game. Morhu and Davidson going at it. Morhu finds Washington. Washington pulls the 3, misses. Rebound Akul. Blanchard surveying the floor. Finds 2 feet, puts up the shot, misses, but draws the foul in the process. I believe that foul is going on Riley Morhu there. So puts Blanchard to the line.
We've got Burtek coming in here. And Tom Portbury's going to go off for a little rest.
Great minutes there by Portbury. Really active, really did there. Nailed a 3. Really made his presence felt.
Absolutely.
Blanchard at the line for his first. Makes. Lining up for his second. And misses, rebound Brown. Morhu gets the ball back. A little bit further up for what probably Riley would have liked, but tip deflection to Gippsland keeping the ball. Inbound to Morhu. To Demzik. Demzik surveying. Goes on Bate. Finds Riley in the corner for a 3. Misses. Rebound Bate. Washington tipping off. Goes and elevates on Bate. And looks like Bate's just a little bit slow to get up. He has not come off the floor at all this game. And sure is probably feeling it.
Yeah. Kudos to him.
But really great passage of play there for Washington.
Yeah, and good job for Demzik staying there as well, getting that rebound.
Yep, it was easy 2 points there. Puts Demzik up to 6. Washington getting reassurance from his bench there, saying keep at it, keep at it. And looks like our floor wipers are coming in, which is the lovely kids here. And it looks like Bate's having a little interaction there with the youngsters. Probably mostly the trend that we're starting to see with the kids is asking for shoes after the game or a headband or something.
I was going to comment on the shoes earlier. They all look so nice.
Yep, a lot of shoe game out there, which I'm sure they're all very passionate about being ballers.
Yeah.
We've got Pate with the ball, finds Blanchard. Blanchard surveys, finds Davidson. 4 of 3. Putting it to an 8-point game. Morhu pushing the floor, finds Brown. Burkick on the back cut, doesn't get it. Stealing. Tried to pull the shoulder.
Nice.
Brown letting Hightower know that, hey, you're not going to get this again. And Washington got caught. Morhu got the task, finds Blanchard. 2 Davidson again for the 3. Misses. Tip by Washington. Demzik to recover. Blanchard looks to have rolled his ankle. Getting back up and through it. Finds Morhu. Morhu finds Burkick. Back to Morhu. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Morhu going through, bumps off. Step through, layup by the youngster.
Good game for Morhu.
And timeout from Pakenham Warriors. Aaron Pantano. Oh, hold on. Apologies. I think a little bit of confusion there, but timeout for Pakenham. Aaron Pantano is probably just one of the rallies troops a little bit to talk it's over. What a quarter so far. We've got a lot of scoring starting to become more evident as the tiredness of the game continues. You know, a lot of I'm just really impressed with the pace of the game.
Yeah, it's the last few minutes, the aggression in how they're playing has really amped up, which is always so awesome to watch.
And looking at it now for our point leaders, we've got Ryan Bate with 18, Hightower with 16 for Pakenham.
Yeah.
And then this is what's the interesting splits here for Gippsland. You've got Demzik with 6, Brown with 10, Johns with 3, Washington with 11, Barlow with 11, Tibbles with 8, Windelick with 3, Portbury with 5. You've got Morhu with 7, and then Burkick with 8. What a widespread of scoring.
Yeah, it definitely feels very shared.
It does.
Yeah.
I would love to see exactly how many assists Gippsland have as a team, and has them down for 12, but it doesn't feel like it.
No.
But we've got 5 minutes 37 to go in the quarter with Gippsland United holding a 12-point lead, which is something that they've been able to hold on to for majority of the second half. And back on the floor, we've had a few substitutions. We've had Michael Johns back in, Ben Barlow, Bryce Brown, Matt Burkick, and Tibbs back in the game. And then for Pakenham, we've got White, Davidson, Bate, Akul, and Hightower. White with the duties, getting down the floor, being aggressive, getting through, 2 feet in the paint, finds Akul for the hook, misses, off defensive rebound Burkick.
White came out swinging.
It did. Coming to make his presence felt. Pass from Barlow to Tibbles for the fast break layup. Reverse. Great 2-man game there and a team effort from Gippsland United. Hightower with the ball, high post, finds Davidson. Davidson looking, doesn't get it. Bate for the 3, misses. Brown with the rebound. Johns pushing the floor, slowing it down. White with the duties and picks up a foul. And White back out and Blanchard back in. I think that might have been just a quick tune-up for Blanchard. He did have a bit of an ankle complaint, so we'll keep an eye on that. We've got Brown with the ball, going out of bounds, tries to throw it off Hightower. Hightower catches. We've got Blanchard finding Davidson. Davidson finds back to Blanchard to Hightower, tipped off by Tibbles. And we've got Barlow slowing things down to Tibbles. All the way through, misses, defensive rebound Bate, but gets Pickpocketed by Benny Barlow, which Benny goes for the 2, putting his point tally up to 13.
He's just always reliable, Benny Barlow.
He has certainly been a Welsh steward of the Gippsland frame. Hightower throws another turnover out to Brown with the dunk and looks at the crowd to say, hey, I'm here. And we have another timeout called from Pakenham. Aaron Pantano does not like what he's seeing.
What a shot.
What a last 3 possession game from Gippsland United.
The crowd is loving it. The kids are going nuts.
The crowd is actually pretty decent here. Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. A few upper rows kind of being filled. Great atmosphere, great intensity. As you can see, the guys on each of the baselines with their noodles making as much noise as possible. Just a great environment. So I think in ways like this is a perfect season opener for Gippsland United to feel the energy.
Absolutely.
Rather from what they're generating. But what does Pakenham need to do to kind of get back into this game? Because it's 18-point margin, 3 minutes 53 to go.
I think it just needs to slow down a little bit. It's feeling very rushed.
Couldn't agree more. With that, I think the one thing Pakenham probably haven't done as well this quarter is executing their shots. And obviously playing a huge part because they're not ticking over on the scoreboard where United are making their runs and plays and getting those things. But with that last score there, we've got 4 players in double digits. We've got Brown with 12, we've got Washington with 11, we've got Barlow with 13, now Tibbles with 10. Very great shared basketball right now. And Pakenham here need to really respond so they can keep the game going. Letting the ball roll so they keep the seconds on the clock. Blanchard orchestrating. Finds Akul. Finds Vate, back to Akul. Tipped off by Tibbles. Tibbles on the run. Finds Vate. Finds Brown, but unfortunately couldn't get a hand on it and loses the ball. But great defensive possession there by Gippsland, then flowed on to Pakenham.
It's a dangerous spot sitting over near those signs.
It is, especially with those kids. Blanchard throws it to Bate, gets it back, finds Bate for the 3, misses, hasn't been lucky from the strike there this game. Johns with the control, finds Tibbles to Barlow, fakes, 2 feet in the paint, finds Johns, puts it on the floor, gets stolen by Akul, finds Davidson. Davidson for the layup, reduces it to 16. Brown with the ball duties coming up the floor. Passes it off to Tibbles. Blanchard putting pressure on the floor. Barlow to Brown. Brown secures. Sizing up Akul, throws it, gets it back, follows through, gets fouled.
Brown was really fighting for that ball.
That was a very fundally play for Brown there. And unfortunately, that foul has gone on Akul, which has made his night done, which is a bit disappointing considering the impact that he was expected to have, probably coming from the NBL 1 East. But unfortunately, wasn't his night tonight.
Yeah, Hightower's come in to give him another rest. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of him throughout the season.
Absolutely. I think this game doesn't quite deter what type of player he is. But Brown just shot his first, missed that one. Not ideal in these situations. You want to try and put the game away. Brown going in for his second. Quiet as anything.
I was just about to say
rings around and makes it. And he gives a tongue out to the crowd to say, hey, I'm glad I got that one. Bate with the ball with Hightower. Burkitt plays up. Unfortunately, overzealous and then
a couple of pushes.
Couple of pushes here. Burkitt going in to help him up, and Jock just said, hey, you're not welcomed. And I think that's a bit of Pakenham grow up there. So all there. Burkitt with the foul.
Scott's having a word with a couple of the boys.
Yeah.
Joel Windelick just came on for Brown.
A bit of friendly fire and everything else. But Brown has just come out of the game. Windelick back in. But yes, we can see Scott McKenzie and Ryan Bate sharing a few words there on that play. Shout out to our little floor wipers.
They're doing so well.
You know, going out there, doing the best, doing the stuff that happens things.
Staying enthusiastic the entire time.
And we're about to resume play. Inbound from Bate to Hightower. Blanchard cutting through. Hightower going at Burkitt again. Finds Blanchard. Blanchard going to the ball. Tries to thread the needle. Gets tipped out by Michael Johns. Pakenham retain possession. We've got substitutions again for Gippsland.
Demser coming in for Michael Johns, sorry.
So Johns heads to the bench. 2 minutes 24 left to play. Bate catches off the pass. Late shot clock. Misses. Rebound Tibbles. Burkitt pushing the pace. Tibbles coming down the floor. Looking, surveying. Burko gets it back. Sorry, Burko's the nickname they've given him. And we have foul off the ball here with Blanchard picking up the foul. Not allowing Windelick to get his position there.
I must say, 2 minutes left, Bate's still on the court.
Yes, he's had the hard job of playing the 40.
Yeah.
That's always hard. Pass out from Tibbles, finds Burkitt. Burkitt misses from 3. Windelick with the O-board. Back out to Demzik. Finds Barlow for the 3 and makes it. Putting Barlow up to 16 points for the game and extending the lead to 20 points.
Another 3 for Benny Barlow. Look and go.
It's not a good situation for Pakenham. Blanchard surveys, finds Davidson for the 3, misses, rebound Windelick. Finds Barlow, Barlow to Tibbles. Tibbles slowing it down, finds a cutting Barlow, finds Demzik to a pull-up mid-range, misses, and we had a tussle under the ring. Ooh. So, referee kind of signalled Gippsland's way, but ultimately went Pakenham's way. Foul on Windelick. Now, we've got some substitutions happening here.
Got Aaron Smalls, Tane White and Anthony Presti are coming in.
Coming out is Bate, finally, Davidson and Blanchard.
Thank you, I couldn't see.
And we had Will Tankard in for Gippsland United for Burkitt. And straight away making the impact, great defensive possession and rebound. Will Tankard is an aged-out youth player from last year, finding his minutes in senior basketball. 3-point shot, made.
Nice.
Tibbles from the pass from Demzik, putting Tibbles' tally up to 13, making his game more impressive tonight. Hightower turns, nice slip through, gets it off the glass there for 2, puts him up to 18 for the game. And we've got another substitution.
Got Benny Barlow going off. And we've got Washington coming in.
Backing in, 50 seconds to go on this ball game. Washington pushing the pace, finds Demzik on the... gets hit on the way up. Great passage of play there between Washington and Demzik.
Absolutely.
And we had the foul there on, I believe it was Hightower. No, 3. That was on White. Demzik shooting 2. Misses his first. And looks like the kids are still, even being home court, still getting after their own team. So it's good to see the enthusiasm. Demzik makes his second.
Sharing the love.
Extends it to 22 points. Absolutely. We love community grassroots. And this is what it's all about, is these guys who aspire to play at this level. 3-point shot attempted and made by Jock. A little bit too late, unfortunately, with 30 seconds to go. Great stroke. I think he's a guy to watch, especially this season. Will Tankard puts up a 3, misses, rebound Jock, and gets back. Jock finds a way through, misses the layup, rebound again by Tankard. 14 seconds to go. Be interesting to see here if they hold it out or if they play for the points, which it looks like that they're going to dribble this one out, making a season opener for Gippsland United, getting the win over Pakenham Warriors, 86-67.
What a way to start.
What a game. Great way to start off and kick off the Big V Championship season. 2 teams to watch throughout the season.
Yeah.
And I think this is only going to get better from here. Other than that, thank you very much, guys, for listening in at Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. And again, with Gippsland United getting the win over Pakenham Warriors here, 86-67. Sarah, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
And we will see you later.
Yeah.